And we are live, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Vinyl. My name is Anthony Krizowitz, and I have the pleasure once again to be talking to my buddy from the West Coast, the wine master himself, Mr. Trey Bush.
Whoop whoop! What's up, Anthony?
Oh no, you know, living life here out in the middle of the country, getting over this Halloweenness and putting up decorations and just figuring shit out. You know how it is.
I just drove to. I told you how rainy it was up here for Halloween. Oh, good. That's awesome, Shannon. You have to tell me. You have to remind me where she got that.
Yeah, Shannon, when you let us know where you got that wine from. So, Trey, how was your Halloween? And before you even answer that, is Halloween a big thing for you?
So my birthday is on the 29th. And so Halloween used to be my all-time favorite holiday, just because it was around my birthday and stuff. So it's funny. I was just back in Atlanta. Our Halloween was we got back into Seattle at 9 a.m. on Halloween Day, drove to Walla Walla 4 hours, and then set the kids loose at whatever. But it was pouring rain, cold, miserable. But when I was in Atlanta, I was going through a bunch of old photos and. At my mom's house, and almost every birthday cake from age of 3 to 10 was always a Halloween themed birthday cake. Really? Pumpkin or something scary. Yeah.
That is all. Halloween's my favorite. I love Halloween. And we go all out.
It sounds like you moved into a good neighborhood for it.
Oh man, we did a show. I did a show on Monday for Halloween with Dan Mumford and Bailey Race. And, I had no expectations of what to expect for Halloween here. I mean, we are new to the area. We know a lot of people, but it's still very new to us. So it's still kind of figuring things out. So what I did was I ended up buying one of those solo stoves. I don't know if you're familiar with that. And we put it in the driveway, and it's like a bonfire, but it's like in a metal casing, so it doesn't smoke and stuff. It's pretty wild. And I put a screen outside, and I ended up putting I think we put wrestling on outside. And we had 200 kids, 200 plus kids roll through. 5 bags of candy gone in a matter of 2.5 hours. I mean, it was it was crazy because they had said that, this is a really good place for trick-or-treating. And we were like, all right, cool. I'm excited about this. And I just wasn't expecting that. I mean, next year I'm easily going to have to buy 10 bags of candy. It was.
How was your decorations game?
Oh shit, I'm all in. So we had a graveyard scene out front. I ended up spending money on this tall, massive, moving ghost thing called Nora. She looks like the nun from The Conjuring that moved around the cemetery. And then I had a bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas decorations, and we just installed these lights in front of the house that change. I can change the colors on them and shit. So we did that, and I just changed it up a little bit here and there for just different colors for nights. But yeah, no, Halloween's my favorite. We decorated Halloween inside the house back in September. Actually, I think most of the decorations were up when Brad was here, when he visited in between Pearl Jam. I love Halloween. But we started putting stuff up today, and we'll start probably putting Christmas stuff up this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, we pulled the last Halloween decoration down today too. So, but we don't. Yeah, it's nowhere near what you did. That's for sure.
Well, I didn't have, growing up, I didn't have the most normal childhood. But anyway, I didn't really celebrate holidays like I saw a lot of the people celebrate holidays. So I think that now that I'm older, I overdo it more than I should. I actually do it more.
Yeah,
I do it more for myself. Yeah. Oh God, I do it more for myself than I do it for my kids. So let's be realistic.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, but no, so this is our Halloween edition, even though it's past Halloween. It just, things got past me, and this has been a crazy month over here, and so we rescheduled for tonight. But this is a Halloween edition. We're going to be playing 2 songs from Pearl Jam. We're going to be playing Bugs and Ghost, 2 songs that kind of resonate with the whole idea of Halloween songs and Pearl Jam, I suppose. And talk some Pearl Jam, and then we're going to be talking about these bottles of wine in front of us, in front of me. I know you're drinking one too, and do you want to start this whole wine thing going now, or how do we want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it. So you pinged me earlier in the week when we finalized the date for tonight, and I asked you what you were drinking. You sent me that photo, and so I saw that it was a Malbec. And hold that close to the camera. I think it's a very cool little cartoony label. I think it just says "Hey Malbec" on it.
Yeah, it's an Argentinian wine. It's from Argentina. It's a
Yep.
2020. I'm sorry. And we'll talk about that. But yeah, I sent you the picture the other night after doing some research and going to a different wine store, and I got that.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Malbec is the grape. If you've never had Malbec before, it is originally from, well, I should say originally, but it's best known in Bordeaux. It's one of the 5 Bordeaux varietals. Anthony, what are the other 4?
I fail. I don't.
Anthony,
I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I should know this, but I don't.
what's the king of grapes? What's the
Oh,
king of?
Trey, you didn't tell me that I would be taking a test tonight. I would have studied before I got here. You can't put me on the spot like
It's
that.
Cabernet. Cabernet Sauvignon is known as the king of grapes, right?
Okay.
And then you've got Cabernet Franc,
Okay.
and then you've got Merlot, and then you've got Petit Verdot,
Okay.
and then you've got this last one, which is Malbec.
I don't know if we've ever done a petite, have we?
No, it's rare to find them bottled on their own. They're
Okay.
usually a blending. It's usually a minor blending grape.
Okay.
But it's also known in France. Malbec is also known in certain regions is cot, COT, like something you lay on a cot.
Okay.
But it has one of these over the O. What is that called? It's the
I don't know. Brad
grape.
would know.
So it's also known as cotton, but we have what you have in front of you from Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
That is their most well-known grape, and if people hear Malbec, they mostly will think of Argentina over anywhere else.
Okay.
Because Argentina is really well known for Malbec. And what's interesting about Argentina is they grow a lot of that stuff at very high elevations, up to 8,000-9,000 feet elevation. They're growing grapes up there, which is just insane to think about. But for us, we Washington State, just like we do Cab Franc, all the Bordeaux varietals, all the Rhone varietals really well.
Mm-hmm.
Malbec does really well also. This is from a buddy of mine's winery called El Corazon Winery in Walla Walla. Look at that.
Look at the technology.
That's
We're
awesome.
looking at the El Corazon website. You can go to that. It's corazonwinery.com.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Spencer's a friend of mine. I'll be honest. I don't know if he even has a. He's got to have a store on here somewhere, maybe. But knowing Spencer, he could also not have a store. There's a possibility. He may have a. There we go. Maybe. Something current releases.
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
Well, there we go. But if there's a contact button on there via email or phone, Spencer he'll take care of you one way or the other. And if you really want to buy it and you can't find it anywhere on there, you can reach out to me directly and I can get you in touch with him. So he doesn't make a lot of wine. They're pretty big, full-bodied wines. Malbec can be really dark. One of the terms you hear about Malbec all the time is grapey. Like it really smells and tastes like grapes instead of when you hear all these other fancy terms for when people are trying to describe wine and stuff. It's just Malbec can be very grapey, but in a good way. So
yeah. This is a great website. I like his website. His pictures are fantastic. This is a fun.
It's a fun winery. Yes, it's a fun 100%. Winery. Just like yeah.
And so this is this you said, is this one of your favorite wines? Is this one of your go-tos or?
I mean, it's for me. They're pretty big, right? So I like them a little more nuanced. But I enjoy Spencer's wine a lot, especially if you're going to be eating a big hearty dish. It's definitely going to pair well with it. Okay. And I'm guessing yours is got some body too as well. 100%. The Malbec that you find from France tend to be a little lighter in body, a little lighter colored. They're not quite as structured and don't have quite as much color as you get here in the New World. But it's because we're warmer.
Okay. That's pretty wild. So what's the bottle you're drinking again? What's it called?
El Corazon. This is actually, it's called uh, Dos Jefes,
Okay.
and this is actually a Malbec Cabernet blend, 60/40,
Nice.
and it's co-fermented. So he picked them at the same time and fermented them together instead of fermenting separately and putting the blend together. So
Oh, that's awesome. That is
she
fantastic.
finally got them.
Yeah, she said she got them from you, right directly from Sleight of Hands.
She got them from my
Nice.
library.
From your library. Um,
Yes.
no, that's fantastic. And I also, the one thing I've loved. I mean, we're 2.5 years or 2-something years doing this show. Is that how much this wine community up in Walla Walla in the Pacific Northwest, they do support each other. I mean, we've had other wineries on the show, and they talked about working with you or doing different things with you. And I know you're involved in many different aspects of things when it comes to developing wine and doing different things with other wineries in the area. I don't see that competition, and there might be, but I don't see that. It's kind of like you guys are all working together for the same greater cause, and that's fantastic. I think that's what makes business so well, and that's why you can actually taste it in your wines. But no, I love it. I didn't drink anything from the United States. Funny story about this bottle of wine. I actually put it back the first time I picked it up because I thought you were going to yell at me because it had a cartoon character on the front of it. But no, there's this wine store called Greg's Wine and More that is in Overland Park, Kansas. So it's about 25 minutes from here. And I went there, and the guy was like in a purple velvet Prince outfit with no shirt underneath it, like just the button up, hair chest out. I mean, coolest fucking guy. I mean, he had confidence bleeding out of his pores. I mean, this guy.
Obviously, this is Halloween, right?
No, dude, this was 2 weeks ago. This was like a fucking Wednesday, 5:00 in the afternoon. I'm on my way to go to meet my buddy for a movie, a Thursday night. I'm sorry, and I just happened to see it on the side of the road. I'm like, I'm gonna go check this out, and we walked in, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I mean, what I liked about it was all the shelves were about 4 foot tall. So it wasn't like there's some wine stores I've been to that they have them really tall. And I like to pick up a bottle. I like to look at it. I like to feel. I don't know. There's just it's kind of like I want to see what it's like because sometimes I feel them and it just feels cheap. I know it sounds stupid, but it just feels like they didn't put a lot of thought into it. So I looked around. I was in there for like 35 minutes. I bought a couple bottles, but then this one stuck out to me because of the blue label. And, I was like, well, it's been a while since, I've done in Malbec. I think when I looked, it's been about 11 episodes. I'm like, let me give it a whirl. And the guy highly recommended it, but I'm like, man, it says, hey, Malbec on it. And it's got a cartoon character on it. I'm like, man, Trey's going to hate this. So I put it back. And then I started doing some research online. And then I was like, the website's really cool. I'm actually going to pull that up right now. Let's do this. The website's really cool. And then I realized they've won a ton of awards.
Riccitelli. Oh, cool.
Riccitelli.
Yeah. Oh, look at that great photo right there.
I know. It's got a really cool website. There's a lot of cool, there's a lot of things. Their wine shop's down right now because they've sold out of everything. And supposedly it's hard to get their wine. I paid like $32.
Well, you can't. If they're wineries in Argentina, you can't buy it anyway. I mean, you have to buy it at a wine store. You can't ship wine directly from. Yeah, you can't internationally. Not true. You could. You'd be paying three times as much money for it. So.
Well, I just happened to look. I was trying to see the different, different things. Let's see.
Looks like they have a huge graphic design background or something. You know what I mean? Like, they put a lot of thought into this.
So there's only 4 blends. They had the other 3. I'm probably gonna order tomorrow because the guy said he can get them. Just to give them a different, because it looks like, this tastes really good. It is really.
Click on that Malbec real quick. Let's see
this
what
one
pops up. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here, let me get.
There we go.
Yeah, let me get off the screen. So, let me see if I can get. Let's do this again, so you can just see the thing, and not you and me, not me. Let's go. There we go. So you can actually download the technical sheet for this.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, look at that.
100% Malbec. It was harvested from March 26th to April 13th. Let's see. Green harvest is performed in December. Harvest is done manually in small trays of 20 kilograms, I think kg, whatever that is, in order not to damage the grapes. Malicious sorting is performed by hand prior to vinification in order to select the best grapes. It is fermented at controlled temperature, 26 degrees Celsius, 4 pumps over per day, and Geez, these are big words. 7% of the wine was aged in Yeah, there you go. In a concrete tank, 30% of the wine was aged in French barrel oak. Recommended age in 4 years. Oh man, mine's a little young. Little young.
Well, you had the 20.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I do like this. The first thing I'll say is as soon as I popped the what do I think I actually have something for it too. As soon as I popped it, I smelled it right away. It was really good. Now I know, tonight you had to actually go down into the vault, right? You got to open up the door, walk down into that big basement of yours, roll in, open the big door into your wine cellar to find that bottle of wine that you're drinking tonight, because I know that it's big and you got some stuff down there. But yeah, I just got mine from the wine cellar.
With your new toys.
Oh God, I love this thing. It is great. It is fantastic. It is
Full-time DJ Bob and Tom.
I know. I would say this wine is
yummy.
In many ways. Yeah. This is gonna be this is gonna be the best thing I've purchased, or people are just gonna we're just gonna see numbers drop drastically.
Who needs a sidekick anymore, Anthony? You can just use that thing.
Oh, you're not my sidekick. You're the host. But no, I do like this. So I would probably have this with some steak. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say this is a perfect blend to go with like a steak. Like this is a great wine. It's really heavy. And the one thing too is, and isn't Malbec supposed to give you like a taste in the inside of your cheeks a little bit, or no?
I mean, yes, it can be tannic. It just depends on especially if they're doing 4 pump overs a day. I mean, that's pretty extracted wine. This is also a pretty extracted wine, but that style's right up Spencer's alley. So,
no, it's fantastic. No, but I dig it. I'm not getting the tannic side of it. I will say that the El Corazon, the website's fantastic. Unfortunately, like I said, you can't buy anything off there, and you can't buy any of this off their website because of international rules. But you can order it from online. If you want, I guess try the El Corazon, which Trey is talking about, because Spencer doesn't have the information up on the website. You can email them. There is an email link on the website. You can email them directly, and there's actually a wine club where you can buy bottles from them. So check that out by looking at elcorazonwinery.com. And then if you want to try what I'm drinking, all you have to do is check out what the hell is it called?
You can honestly, you can literally, if you went to type that in Google and then go to shop, it'll probably bring it up on wine.com or
nice.
There's probably hundreds of online wine shops that sell that wine.
Yeah. Well,
what's the price point?
For mine, my price point was $31.
Yeah. So I don't know how much this costs. Spencer gave it to me.
Do you want to? You said his is on wine.com, you think?
I mean, again, I would just type in the name of the winery and just hey Malbec, and it's going to pop up in the search engine with 50 different shops. You can probably buy it out. Have it shipped to you.
Here it is, El Corazon Winery from wine.com. There's only
El Corazon. I don't know. No. He's pretty much tasting room only.
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't do much distribution at all.
Actually, all of his stuff is sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
So, if you want to try this, what I'd recommend, and based off of some of the comments coming through on the thread that have actually been to El Corazon and said that they've been part of the tasting room or things of that nature, I would check it out. I've heard a lot of, Brad said that on here that the tasting is a great tasting room up there, so that's something you definitely want to check out. Shannon said she's going to Walla Walla in summer 2023, so I would definitely be putting on Sleight of Hands and El Corazon on the places to visit. So, no, definitely some cool things coming out. Now, let me ask you this. I'm gonna pop this question to you. If you were to take the wine you're drinking right now and name it after a Pearl Jam song, what song would you name it after?
If I were to name this wine after a Pearl Jam song?
Yes, what would you name it?
But now you're putting me on the spot, Anthony.
Well, listen, if you do it to me, why can't I do it to you?
Yeah. An existing Pearl Jam song, or can I come up with a Pearl Jam song?
Oh, come on. You can't make up a Pearl Jam song.
Can't you, though, Anthony?
No.
Can't you?
I would say that if I was to name this after a Pearl Jam song, I would call this Love Boat Captain.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with even flow.
Oh, there you go. A nice even flow for you.
Yeah.
Now,
or Crazy Mary.
Crazy Mary is a good one too. That is a good one. Now let's talk a little bit about Pearl Jam. Before we get into these songs, because the two songs we're playing tonight are really just they're rarer songs. There's not a lot of statistics out there for them. Pearl Jam, in between both of them, I've only played both songs 24 times total. We just did these songs because it's spooky Halloween time, and that's why we're playing it. But I would say, oh damn, I didn't even think that Severed Hand is a really good name for a winery, as Brad said, but that's also a really clever name for a bottle of wine.
But Severed Hand is there is a winery in Oregon. God, what's the guy's name? Peter Rosbeck is his name.
Okay.
Anyway, he had a winery called Sinister Hand, and it was literally a hand that was cut off at the wrist with blood dripping off of the bottom of it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm down for that. Hey, actually, cool. You know what? I do have something to tell you about this. There is, oh damn it, I don't have it in front of me. But there is a brewery here that I just found out about 2 weeks ago, and the reason I'm telling you about this because we don't really drink beer on the show.
It's called Boulevard.
No, it's not called Boulevard, but I have had Boulevard beer, and it's okay. There is a brewery here in Kansas City, or it's in Kansas. It's over by IKEA. Someone had reached out to me and said, "Hey, did you know about the brewery that names all their beer after Pearl Jam songs?" And I said,
"Is it Lawrence Brewing Company?"
No, I'm trying to find it. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh goodness me! Of course, I'm not.
I've got a T-shirt. I've got a T-shirt that says LBC. What was it? Lawrence. Yeah, it says Lawrence Brewing Company, LBC. And then something, I can't remember. Anyway, I have been up to that, and I thought that it was Love Boat Cap, and they're like, no, it's Lawrence Brewing Company. I was okay.
Yeah, no, geez. This is not good. I love, this is perfect airtime. Me trying to find something. So here we go. It's got to be here.
How can you not remember the name of it's a Pearl Jam song, Anthony? Come on.
No, I don't know, dude. I'm listen, my older age, I am done. I am cooked. I've been feeling it here recently. It is like out of it. Yeah. So craziness in general. Someone just texted me. Maybe they know. Let's see. And it is no. The lighting looks weird. There's a reason my lighting looks weird. The reason my lighting looks weird is because it sets an
because it's Halloween.
Tone. It's Halloween, and I also like red and blue. So that is why. There's this brewery. It's in Overland Park. I feel so bad that I don't remember this lady's name. But I met her. All of her beer is named after Pearl Jam song. If I find it, of course. Are you serious? Not now.
We can when we play the video, we can try to do a quick search.
Yeah, I'll try to do something. So let's go into the songs and I'll find it because this is not good air quality. Me just looking for things. So the two songs we're playing Ghost and Bugs. So like we did last time, I'm going to go on to our handy dandy page right here, and we're going to have the options of playing a few different versions of Ghost, and I'm going to let you all pick. We have Ghost from Jacksonville, which is edited with official order. There's Pearl Jam Ghost, best version ever. One here from Albany, New York. And we're back, and here we go.
Here we go.
With our apologies.
All right, let's get into the statistics, shall we?
That was for the Greek. They played that for the Greek.
Oh, that's good. Yes, he did. That he did.
How great was that?
21 times only played. And it's interesting because once we get onto some statistics, actually, you can see it from Song Breakdown right here. And once again, we are at livefootsteps.org, our only place that we get our true statistics for Pearl Jam stats and, I guess, all your fun knowledge that you need to know for all Pearl Jam things when it comes to song stats and all that fun, great stuff. So here's the Songs Breakdown. It's been played 21 times. That is a really low number. When I mean low, that's really low.
I've seen it 3. I know I texted you. I've seen that 3 times.
That's a pretty big number in retrospect to
go. Big number. They've only played it 21. I know.
The song that was just played was from Jacksonville, by the way, Matt. The Albany one, we couldn't find a live video for it, so we only went with the one that was actually playing with them playing live. So it gives a more visual feel for the people watching live. The song played the most before it is Save You at 6 times, Do the Evolution 2, and then everything else is basically 2. It's like Jeremy, Even Flow, I Am Mine, Who You Are, Nothing Man, Spin the Black Circle, Given a Flag, Get Right. Song, and then even after song after, there's really no true rhyme or reason for it. Nothing As It Seems, Do the Evolution, Even.
I mean, it's mostly it's a lot of there's some riot act in there, right? So I mean, it makes sense. So the majority of times they played that was in 03 or 02 or 03. I think 03.
Yeah, so I mean, the last time it was actually played was in 2018 in Barcelona, and it was 38 shows prior to that it was played before that in 2016 in Jacksonville. And then 12 shows before that. It was played in Colorado. No.
It's Columbia.
Columbia, thank you. Yep. And then it was played in Colorado in 2014. That's when I actually got to see it.
Yeah.
But
I saw that Pepsi Center show.
Yep. That was a good show.
And I saw the Adams Center show in 2012.
Yeah.
Harvest.
And then here's the crazy. This is where it gets really weird. Okay, so in 2009. It was
saw that show, right?
So 2012 to 2009. Or so 2012, it was played. It was 78 shows in between the 2012 show and the 2012 and 2009 show, and then between 2009 and 2003 was 195 shows played that Ghost never even made it on. So I mean, if you think of it, that's a lot of shows that I don't know now. I don't know how many set list it was cut off of or whatever, but I mean that's a lot of shows. And then, of course, in 2003 is when it was played 12 times, and then twice in 2002 at the Showbox Show and the Key Arena. So, I mean,
that Showbox Show, the Key Arena show was awesome.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I mean, these are a lot of good shows on here, but I mean, realistically, I mean, it's not a heavily played song.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this: I'm going to be the first. I am not a big fan of Ghost. This is not even in my top 50 favorite Pearl Jam songs of all time. Like, it's a good song. I like it, but there's a lot other songs I put before then.
Yeah. I like the song. I like the breakdown is almost where the guitar solo was like the outro.
Yeah.
As opposed to there's a small guitar solo in the middle, but that outro has a really cool kind of guitar riff in there that I like.
Oh, okay.
At least on the recorded version.
Yeah. No. I listen. I don't hate the song. It's just. If I was to make a set list...
You hate Riot Act. That's fine, Anthony.
No, that is not true at all. That is a very false statement. False. No, if I was making a set list of if I was to make my own set list of 24 songs, which is basically the average now of a Pearl Jam show, I would not put Ghost on there over 24 other songs. Like, it's just... There's 24 other songs I'd rather hear over Ghost.
I've never actually even tried to do that, like put together a Pearl Jam set list. Oh. That'd be fun to do. Yeah.
You know what? Why don't we do that for the next show? We'll do.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
We'll do our own set list, and we'll we'll talk about it. We'll only do one song for the show, but then we'll do our own set list and kind of go back and forth. And then maybe I can, with the ease of technology now and the show how it's grown over 2 years, we can just pull up whatever the hell we want to right from here. We don't have to really work it, so we'll call it like the set list show. It'll be fun.
I like it.
24. How about we'll do 24 songs with 2 encores. What are they? They're not doing 2 encores anymore.
What's 2 encores? What is that?
Yeah.
What show did you go to? They had 2 encores.
Let's do 1 encore. So we'll call it 24 songs.
What show have you been to where they had 1 encore?
Well, they did. They had an encore. They left, and they came back on.
They play 1 encore. They play like 5 encore songs. Come on, Anthony.
I will say
it's like tell me it's an 18-song main set.
Yeah.
with a 4-song second set,
Mhm.
and then
Too close.
a first encore, and then like a 4-song second encore.
I like this. I
Break
dig
it down
this.
for me in those terms.
I like that. All right. I'll break it down for you. It
That
is
that's
funny though. Like
that affects the set. That affects the set list.
it does affect the set list because how they come out, what it's done with, and all that stuff. I will say this. I was thinking about this. I was talking to, I think it was Brad maybe a couple of days ago, and I was like, people wait for the encore like heavy weighted, like we know they're coming out, but we're still acting surprised, like they're not like, oh my God, are they gonna? We know they're gonna come out. Like there's like lighting and all this stuff that goes in effect with Pearl Jam that we know when they're coming off, when they're coming, like all that stuff is there. But it's just funny how like anticipated we are, like when are they gonna come out? Like it's just funny to me.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're playing like adult peekaboo, Oh, I wasn't ready. I could have done,
Rip shot. Jesus, Anthony.
Oh. I know. So let's go right into our next song. So, once again, is Ghost in your top 50 Pearl Jam songs of all time?
Is it in mine?
Yes.
I mean, I've never really done a breakdown.
Jesus.
Like
See,
that.
now you got to get to your homework. Me with my wine and you with your Pearl Jam lists.
Hey, listen, man, it's all subjective. I have a different answer next week.
That's true. It is very true. But do you have like a definitive number one song?
Do I have a probably Release?
Okay.
Just because like either that or Off He Goes.
Okay. Those are two great songs.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's get right into Bugs. I have a story about Bugs though. When I was first following
Go see a doctor.
What?
You should go see a doctor.
Oh God, where is it? When I first was following Pearl Jam and stuff, I really wanted to see Bugs. Like it was young. I was excited about just something silly. And I think that I put the most ridiculous song out there because it'd keep me chasing something. And then, I went to Philly, went to Halloween show and the closing of the Wachovia Center. And I was with my buddy Paul and I saw the accordion come out. And I looked at him. I said, "There's no chance, right?" He's like, "No, these are not." And then he started, and then you heard it, and then you heard. At first of all, the violins behind him. We're gonna hear this in just a second. I don't know, man. It was so much fun. It's a fun song. It's not to be taken serious, but I dig it. I really do dig it. And it was good stuff. It was good stuff. But here, let's go right into this.
Is Bugs in your top 50 songs by Pearl Jam?
No.
Is it going to make your set list next week?
No. Are we doing a show? We're doing a show next week now, Trey? Is this a weekly show?
Not next week. Whatever it is. Our next show.
Yeah, we'll talk. Figure that out. No. Yeah. No. Bugs will not be on that list. I can guarantee that. All right. Let's do this. All right. We're gonna go right into this now. This is Bugs from Philadelphia, 2009. Here we go.
I got bugs. I got bugs in my room. Bugs in my ears. Ricks in my head. Oh, I wanted to do that one so badly. It's too nice of an accordion to smash, but I'm just about to do it. Philadelphia, I tell you what, we just won't play it. The first time we play it, we'll make sure to play it here. I thought it was going to happen tonight on Halloween. I thought it was going to happen. It might take me a minute. Should we try one more time? Hey, string players, if I stop, just keep playing. I got bugs in my room, bugs in my ears, there are eggs in my hair, bugs in my pockets, bugs in my shoes, bugs in the way I feel about you. Bugs on my window, trying to get in. They don't go nowhere. They're just waiting. Bugs on my ceiling, crowded the floor. Standing, sitting, kneeling. Oh, a few blocked the door. And now the questions. Do I kill them or become their friend? Do I eat them raw, well done? Do I trick them? I don't think they're that dumb. Do I join them? Oh, it looks like that's the one. I got bugs on my skin, tickle my nausea. Oh, let it happen again. They're always taking over. I see them surround me, I see them deciding my fate. Oh, that which was once was up to me. Oh, now it's too late. I got bugs in my room, one-on-one. That's when I had a chance. I'll just stop now. I'll become naked, and with them I'll become one.
Hold on a second. Did you just see that? Hold on. I've in the millions of times I watch this. Watch Jeff Ament at the end of this right now. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Watch Jeff Ament's lips.
I'll become one.
He's singing the fucking song with him, like he's lip syncing the song behind him. That is hilarious. Good stuff.
That's pretty funny.
You know, it might be the first time I've heard that song in a long time, and I love that song.
You know, it's funny. There's some forethought that went into that, right? You saw the three violin players in the back.
Yes.
So it's not like, you know, the violin players were hanging out at Pearl Jam shows. They're like, hey, it's like they had to call somebody in advance, like, hey, we're going to play Bugs tonight. We're going to
remember
need
too.
these violin players.
2009, 2010, they had the strings come out for a lot of different songs.
No, you're right. That's
I mean,
true.
they were having like local, and I miss that.
That's
That was
right.
kind of fun when they did that because they used to do that with like they did it for Just Breathe.
Yep.
They did it for a lot of different. What was the other one? The End. I mean, there was a lot of songs that they would correlate like local musicians
Right.
or local, and then they would do it. And I thought it was kind of cool for them to do. They were doing kind of like what the Who does when they kind of come in and get some local talent to play with them. I think that's a clever idea. I wish they do that.
Did you see that? Did you see that video? Speaking of the Who, did you see that video of Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend, and I think it was Simon Townsend and Eddie practicing in a hotel room. It was kind of rolling around Facebook a few days ago. I saw it was like a little jam rehearsal thing because the Who just played in Seattle a couple weeks ago. And my good friend Mark McNeely from Mark Ryan Winery had dinner with Roger Daltrey
Wow. Holy.
the night before the show. So he's good friends with Mark is good friends with this guy who I don't know how this guy knows Roger, but they're like buddy. And so he invited Mark and his wife over to dinner. So he got to have dinner with Roger Daltrey. It's pretty cool.
I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick. No, wait, hold on. I think I did. Hold on. Is this it? Yeah.
It was a quick clip. I saw it all over Facebook. I didn't see it anywhere else, but
yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah.
I don't know what I have.
I'm happy when life's good. When it's bad, I cry. I'm a seeker. I'm a really desperate man. I'm looking for me. You're looking for you. We're looking at each other and we don't know what to do. Call me the seeker. I've been searching, Lord. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die.
That is pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I mean, the fact that there's even video of that, it's amazing that technology allows us to see like the fly on the wall type deal, you know, because we didn't, I mean, there's so much things that we always joked about growing up. Like, I wish I was a fly on the wall when that was happening or this. And we're kind of getting that a little bit.
When the Who were at their prime in the late 70s, would you ever think, oh man, this guy's going to get a shit ton of plastic surgery? Because let me tell you, the photos I saw of Roger Daltrey, it's like, I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm like, come on, man, just grow old. Go look like Lou Reed. That's rock and roll.
That Lou Reed was 100% rock and roll. That was, and you know, I think he went out the most rock and roll way possible. You know how he passed, right?
Well, I thought he had cancer, but
he did have cancer. But I'm talking about like when he knew it was last breath, he just was like, just push me outside.
Oh wow, that's cool.
He was just staring up in the sun, and that's it. That's how he went out. Like no cry for me. No, I just want to see the sky and just go out with the sky. That's kind of what I want to do. So
there we go. Well, I'm gonna eat a huge chocolate bar filled with mushrooms, and then I'm just gonna lay back and let it happen, man.
Brad does that. Ed does look like he's not untouched. Yeah. Jesus. Oh man, it is crazy. No, it's a cool thing. Now let's go to the statistics real quick from Bugs. Yeah. I mean, there's not much. We're gonna run through this pretty quickly. Bugs has only been played 3 times, and you know, Wrigley Field. They played in Amsterdam and Philadelphia, which we just saw.
Yeah. I saw Matt saw it. Matt and I were at Wrigley. You were Wrigley too, right? 13.
Correct. But I don't remember it being played in 13.
Well, that was the
rain show.
Lightning Bolt show.
Yes, the true Lightning Bolt show. Lightning everywhere.
Lightning Bolt show. Yeah.
Thank God I had seats.
I did not have seats. I got a great story about that.
Oh man.
We had dispersed when they made everybody go off the field. Well, I may have even told the story before. I felt bad about it, but that was that 105-degree day in Chicago, and you know people started lining up at ridiculous time in the morning, and we went down there. It was Jeff Whitman and I went down there and went to get in line, and we waited. We were 30 minutes in line, 10 o'clock in the morning. We're like, this is ridiculous. I'm not staying here for another 8 hours before they open doors up. This is crazy. And the day before the show, the 10 Club had a Wrigley Field rooftop listening party for the sound check. And Tim Bierman, who hosted that with 10 Club, introduced me to the guy who owned the 3-story flat, or the 3-story building where when you go on top of the roof, they had bleachers up there,
Mm-hmm.
And this guy gave me his business card. And so as we had no water. It's 105 degrees already. It's like noon or something. And so I texted this guy and I said, "Hey, I met you yesterday with Tim. This sounds ridiculous, but can we just come and chill in your, waiting area and get a bottle of water or something?" He's like, "Oh yeah, man, come on up." So we went across the street, sat in this guy's living room for like 4 hours and watched, I think he had baseball on or something on the TV, and just he's like, "Drink whatever you want, beer, water."
Wow.
So it was like, I can't remember what time they were sort of lining up to start letting people onto the field. It's about the same time that Jeff and I walked out of this guy's condo, and we already had our wristbands because we had already waited in line for like 2.5 hours. And
Really?
when we were walking to get to wherever we were going to go, the back of the line, whatever, they were staging. They would move them in like groups of 200 people, right?
Yes.
From one section to the next section. And we were walking by them as the first section was going by. And so Jeff and I just casually slipped our way in. We had our wristbands already. No one really said anything. And so of course, they let us on the field and we're like, third row right in front of Mike, right? But we only got, I don't remember what it was, 8 songs, 10 songs before the thunderstorm hit. And they made us evacuate the field. And when they let everybody back onto the field, there was no rhyme or reason the way they let it back on, right? It was just, first come, first serve. So
yeah,
no matter where you were, the first 8 or 10 songs, you were not going to be there the second half because it was a whole new front row at that point. So fun though. Not bad.
Do you hear that?
I heard that. That's you, not me.
I think someone's here. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, look, it's our friend Brad has visited us.
Just so bad, Anthony.
What are you talking about?
It's the only reason. Anthony's like, can you just join the room so I can play my knock knock and then you can leave.
Do you remember the early Howard Stern shows? This is exactly how they started off. It was Howard in his little soundboard. He thought, this is the greatest thing ever.
It is the greatest thing ever. So, no, well, the thing is, Brad is drinking wine tonight. Brad has seen Bugs live. He's seen Ghost live. This is probably right now the shortest show we've ever played ever. We're under an hour. I figured let's get Brad's perspective with him drinking
What's Brad
wine.
drinking?
I am drinking a 2007 Cab Franc.
From?
Kelowna Wines.
From who?
Kelowna Wines out of...
Kelowna, up in BC.
Yeah.
Did you say 07?
Yes, 07.
Whoa, how's it drinking?
That's
drinking really nice. It's really nice.
Good.
Yeah, I love my Cab Francs. I had an 06 Hester Creek 2 weeks ago with Sam, and it was past its prime. But this is delicious. I'm quite...
Yeah, 07 was a good vintage for Washington. I imagine it was a good vintage for BC too.
Yeah, 06 was a bigger one. But yeah, the 07s are really strong too. But it's nice. It's very nice. It's mellowed out nicely.
Nice.
Yeah. Bugs. I remember seeing Bugs at Wrigley, but I enjoyed it. But like the craziest Wrigley for me was when they played Chloe in the Crown, because I think it was only like the 7th or 8th time. It was definitely in the single digits. Like they had not done it many places. And there was a guy sitting beside me, and I was feeling a little full of myself. And I said, "Oh, have you heard this one live before?" And he's like, "Yeah, like 11 or 12 times." I'm thinking like they've only played it like 7 times. Like how could you have seen it that many times? And he's like, "Yeah, 10 times with Andy."
Oh
shit!
And I was like, "Oh, okay." I am not worthy. I just got put in my place.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
No, that is fantastic.
That would have been, how great would it have been to be able to actually see Mother Love Bone live? That would have just
Yeah.
Let me ask you both this real quick. And this is going to be a question that I think I've gotten slack for in the past. If Andy didn't pass, okay, and they continued on with Mother Love Bone, do you think they would have gathered the success that Pearl Jam had got?
Andy wasn't built to go 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
They would have got a few more albums maybe, and something would have probably, the fact that he died when he died, it didn't happen then, it would have happened a couple years later. I mean,
it's terrible. Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
And I think Andy kind of embraced the glam rock of it more, which is kind of what grunge kind of stepped on to get their start. It was the alternative to glam rock. Because I think so much of that in the 80s, and I don't think that in kind of like 88, 89, there was really much of a future for glam rock. And I think we can look back at the album Apple and appreciate it now, but I don't know if it would have had the longevity without something new, and that kind of being Ed joining the band and really changing the course of where Stone and Jeff were going.
I mean, that album is sold as many as albums had because Pearl Jam, sort of put a spotlight back on when that out, it certainly didn't sell 100,000 copies the first year. But once people discovered Mother Love Bone after they became huge Pearl Jam fans, that kind of revived that album for sure. So
sure. I mean, it's even like Green River.
That's a good question though. They were, you say glam rock, and it's like, sort of like mid-70s Bowie. It could have been like, Jane's Addiction had a little bit of that too, right? They weren't necessarily Jane's Addiction was not a grunge band, but they definitely had a lot. Perry Farrell, he was, pretty crazy front guy, and
sure,
in that same sort of Andy Wood kind of way.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess they could have went down that Jane's Addiction route a little bit more. I don't think that you would have seen the success, and this is my personal opinion. I mean, I appreciate Mother Love Bone. I do enjoy the music. I just don't think you would have had the arena or even what they did with the Spectrum or things or Pearl Jam 20. I don't know if that Mother Love Bone would have ever been able to accomplish that. I think that it was an extremely talented group of musicians, extremely talented musician. I just feel as though, and now once again, could they have grown like Pearl Jam did and how their albums progressed, as they grew up? Possibly 100%, but for what it was at the time and how it was knocking on the doors of early 90s music and how that scene changed so drastically, so quickly, I do question that sometimes, but once again, we question everything, don't we?
Even the longevity of that Pearl Jam had. You look at some of the other bands from Seattle and their longevity, and some of them it's been a bumpy road. There's a lot of them have lost their lead singers, and Alice in Chains has had to kind of like kind of work themselves.
They all did. I mean, he's the only one left.
Even other like grunge stuff like Smashing Pumpkins is very different, and Jane's Addiction is different. It isn't altogether. The fact that, with the exception of the drummer, that Pearl Jam's been basically untouched since the forum kind of started in 1990 is pretty remarkable, and really don't see that in many bands.
Well, I am. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it the fact that we watched that Who video with Eddie, that's sort of the same thing, right? Who's been around for almost 60 years now. I mean, put a number on that. That's a crazy number.
That's a crazy number.
But for how many years has it only just been 2 of the 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they really have.
Did you guys see the Bruce Springsteen interview with Howard Stern?
Yeah, so I listened to it. I think you know what? I believe he has left us. He's back. Hold on. He's back. Here we go. He left us, and now he's back.
Sorry, Sam was calling. I ignored her.
Of course. I listened to it on Monday and I'm a big Stern fan. like a huge Howard Stern fan, but I'm not a fan of his antics. I'm a fan of his interviewing style when he interviews people. I think he's probably one of the greatest interviews of all time.
Yeah.
Because he's able to pull things out of people and make them feel comfortable. And it's not just only his interview style, but it's because of how he built his studio and his atmosphere around it that he makes people feel comfortable. They're not. If you've ever watched any of his videos, you can watch a whole Springsteen interview on SiriusXM now, which is fantastic. You can see how personal and private it is and how he makes people feel comfortable to open up, because 99% of the people that go on that show, the interviews are home runs. The only one I would say that wasn't a home run, and I think that it eats him up to this day, is Robert Plant. And that was someone he looked forward to his entire life to interview, and Robert Plant didn't take it serious the entire time. But no, the Springsteen interview was fantastic, and that was probably and I'm a huge Springsteen fan. I've seen him 12 times, and I'm going to see him 2 more times next year. Springsteen really opened up, and it made me hear songs differently. Hearing him tell stories of like him singing The Rising to Clarence as he was passing away, like that. I can't listen to that song now without thinking of it being as almost like this emotional journey song instead of it being like Rising Up a Country. And it just shows how songs can change for different things. But no, probably one of the greatest interviews that he's done in 10 years.
Yeah, I liked when he asked him, "Do you think you'll ever retire?" And he's like, "No." He's like, he's going to be playing music in some shape, some way, format until he is physically not able to do that anymore. And I feel that way about certainly Eddie, but I even feel that way about just sort of the rest of the band members. So even if Pearl Jam as a band actually broke up and that was that, I think they're all going to continue to they're going to all go make music until they just can't make music anymore.
Well, I think that's why there's a longevity with this band and why they've been around for so long is because of that. There's reasons why other bands haven't worked out. Brad, you were going to say something?
I think their side projects are key as well. I think the fact that Stone was able to kind of go do Brad and Mike was able to go and like work with people and Jeff and all that, I think is allows them to kind of not feel really kind of bottlenecked and confined to just the project that is Pearl Jam. It kind of lets you, it's like going outside for a walk. You get to be a different you for a little bit, and it makes you appreciate what they have kind of within the band. Because when you try to do something else and realize it's not something that's easily replicated, you really appreciate that kind of like special bond that they have. So
yeah, I mean, the separation is the reason they still are a band today.
100%.
The fact that they're all comfortable with each other going out and doing something else, and not looking at that as some threat to their band, and encouraging it rather than discouraging it. Keeps them, I think, energized a little more.
I agree.
And I think it helps kind of adding something a little bit different. Like it took them 13 years to kind of add Boom, and then took them another 18 to kind of, 17, 18 to add Josh. And so, remember another 15 years, we'll add somebody else. We'll add a full-time accordion player so they can play bars at every show.
It is. There was a great comment about Pearl Jam the other day that made me, that I was kind of curious about. Everyone keeps saying that Pearl Jam can't play a lot of these longer songs, because a lot longer set lists. I'm sorry, because of the fact that they're getting older. Or it's just there's so much on the body, whatever. But I mean, Paul McCartney's playing 3.5 hour fucking long shows. So I'm questioning, and Springsteen's playing.
Does Paul McCartney move around on stage at all?
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
He's jumping up and down and jumping off the speakers and windmilling his guitar, and
I mean, it's Paul McCartney. Has he ever done that though?
I don't know, man. I think those songs are a little easier to sing.
It is interesting watching different artists.
What about Springsteen? Springsteen's throwing his guitar around. Springsteen's sliding around.
You're right.
Springsteen was saying that he practices basically just like running and singing, like getting on the treadmill and in a sauna and running and singing, and that's how he gets ready for shows. But it's interesting to watch. It was years ago when I saw not Elton John on this recent tour, but before, and how much he paces himself through the show. he has his bit where he goes up and sings, and then he kind of talks for a little bit. And I noticed even generationally very different artists. Billie Eilish, she has like an entire stage to herself and runs around a lot, but she's singing and then she's stop and she's kind of like talking and kind of doing the like bonding with the audience and that. But a lot of that is just finding your pace. Like you're in for the long haul, doing the marathon, not the sprint, and trying to be as active as you can for a full show and still feeling physically good about yourself at the end. But
yeah.
I agree with you. It's going to be, I'm curious how things are going to work. I mean, I wasn't going to bring this up, but we're talking about random things. And there's one thing that today came out that was very interesting to me. In the Billboard Top 10, for the first time ever, all top 10 songs are Taylor Swift songs. She literally owns the top 10 songs. And it's because of how many songs are played and listened to. And they were saying that this upcoming arena tour is going to sell out. Okay, and they're playing in Dallas, 90,000 seats or some shit? They're assuming that's going to sell out in less than 3 minutes. And then this comment came out.
Imagine the ticket price, the Ticketmaster surge pricing for that show.
Oh, fuck them. Right in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when she had, that album, they released it at midnight on that Friday night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 3 copies at my record store.
Wow.
In the tasting room. I didn't open at midnight for it, though.
Did you look at the dates for her tour?
I didn't.
They're all most of them are Saturdays, and anything that's 2 nights is like Friday, Saturday.
So she has during the week off.
That's it.
So she's just like I'm sure she's doing. I'm sure her show is going to be very intricate, but she's pacing herself. She's doing a huge stadium. She's doing it once a week, and she's doing it on the most popular night of the week. Like she's kind of doing everything she can to kind of set herself up to just crush sales records. So.
She's going to. Let me ask you this. Yeah. It was said today on I listened to the show. It's called the Ron Bennington Show. It's on Sirius XM, and he jokingly said something that was a comment from somebody, and then he kind of went back. It's like, you know what? This could be right. Before you jump down my throat, listen to this and just understand that we're in a different time. Taylor Swift is the Bob Dylan of this modern era.
Well, Ryan Adams said the same thing about her.
But she can sing. Like Bob was more a poet than a singer.
Yes, but when Ryan Adams covered that 1989 album.
Oh, so good.
It's, by the way, that's a great album.
Yeah.
Are you saying yes or no, Anthony?
No, I love it. I've listened to that. Listen, I am very conflicted because I have tickets to see.
Well, I'm very conflicted too. Ryan Adams is, obviously it's a touchy subject.
Sure.
But here we are, talking about Led Zeppelin and The Who. What do you think those dudes were doing in the 60s and 70s?
Yeah,
if that stuff was all over social media, they would have been canceled immediately. Yeah. So I'm not apologizing for Ryan Adams in any way, shape, or form. But the question always comes down to: can I listen to this person anymore because of what they did? And you would literally have to cancel everyone you listened to in the 60s and 70s because of the bad shit they did. You know what I mean?
Brad, what is your take on this situation? Because you are a very open and opinionated person.
I think it's tough. I think that was a very different time, and what was acceptable was very different. Mm-hmm. So, and it's weird. I don't understand the cancel culture of things and why things do and don't. And I think if you look at what the audience is, it doesn't really seem to be. I don't think Frank Sinatra was a great person, but no one's really tried to kind of cancel him. And part of it is at what point it almost seems to be at what point is there something to gain from trying to cancel him? And if it's just a bunch of like grandparents and stuff that are the only ones listening to him anyway, then what is it? But there's still stuff that kind of pops up. It's like the whole arcade thing with Win Butler is challenging and it's just. It's a new reality that
the Posies
have to be navigated. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
I don't know. I mean,
it's,
I have tickets to see Ryan Adams. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna do. I bought him excited, and then I look at him. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just there's a weird feeling. It's just a weird feeling in general, but we'll see. But that's that in a nutshell. Well, listen,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
One quick comment.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
If you're talking about Bruce Springsteen and you want to go see Bruce Springsteen for cheap, go to see Bruce Springsteen on Valentine's Day in Houston. Tickets are $24 on StubHub.
Really?
what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, first of all, I might have to add that to my lineup. Are you telling me you're going to meet me in Houston, Brad? Is this going to be a you and me enjoy Springsteen?
I might. I was talking to a friend of mine about it last night. He might go there just for the cheap tickets and the recon, so we can understand how everything works for when they come up to Portland or Seattle.
Houston is. I'm not a big fan of Houston. I was in Houston last Thanksgiving, and it's a very different kind of place that just not for Anthony. But for $24 to see Springsteen, and I can probably get a flight for $200, like that's worth it for me.
Yeah, and think of all the money you'll save on chocolate and roses and dinners for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, because I won't have to take Heather anywhere.
Yeah, because I'm sure your wife. I'm sure your wife is super excited to go see Bruce Springsteen for Valentine's Day.
You know what? Out of all of the artists that I follow and that I enjoy, she's only seen Pearl Jam twice. She's seen Springsteen 6 times, and she was pissed the 2 times I went without her. Like, so she likes Springsteen. That's one person that if I said, hey, let's go see Springsteen and we can make it work, go to a couple shows, she would be excited about doing that. But yeah, no, for some reason, just the Pearl Jam thing with her doesn't work out.
Yeah, I'll be at a burlesque show on Valentine's Day, so.
Well,
Not a bad place to be.
That's not a bad place.
That'll be fun.
Well, listen, we are officially, even though this is a pretty short show, I feel like we've covered a lot of segments today. We've done a lot.
We did.
We have done a lot. We've even had a special guest come in and visit us.
We were concise this time.
We were good. We used our time wisely, even though we didn't find the brewery. Oh wait, no, I think I did. Hold on, I lied. Yes, I did. It's called Cervase in Shawnee, Kansas. Cervase has 4 beers right now on tap, and all of them either are named after a Pearl Jam song or a lyric, like "Comes and Goes."
Spell the name of the wine brewery. Spell the name of the brewery.
Hold on a second. I'll pull it up on the screen. Give me a second. I can do that, and then I can show you. Cervase. Hold on. I had actually someone messaged me the link. So.
And speaking of Pearl Jam songs, has anyone listened to the new Backstreet Lovers yet? Their second album?
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, they open up for Jack White in Vancouver and in Seattle, and are actually really good. And that was on their first album, but their second album just came out like 3 days ago. I saw Easy Street post that they had a release party for their sophomore album.
Nice.
Worth a listen.
Yeah, we just released for our fifth edition for our vinyl club, for the wine club.
Mm-hmm.
We just released Fire's new album. Did you listen to that, Brad? Dave Place and Regan Hager and Ty Willman.
I haven't. But if it's Dave, I'll support that. Dave's awesome.
Yeah, they released 500 copies. I got 250, and they sold 250. You can buy it at Easy Street and red vinyl. And then our vinyl club got bright yellow vinyl. But that album is awesome. And so if you want to go find something new, that's a great one to go hunt down for sure.
Nice. Hold on. Here it is. Cervase Brewing Company. This is in Shawnee, Kansas. And if we go to beers, they don't have all of them on here, but they have some that are not from them. But theirs is ready. There's Harvest Moon, Neil Young reference. She says there's 2 oceans.
Ocean.
Yep. Then Dreams in Color, Runaway. There was a Blood one, but I guess that got removed. And then there was Porch, but that is removed. So that's what's on tap right now. Let me see if they have to go.
I like it.
Let's see. They do serve other people's beers as well, but no, like there is Rise Up was another one. I don't know. There's quite a few of them, but they've had Even Flow. They've had other ones in there as well. But it's a brewery out in Shawnee, Kansas called Cervase. So That's SERVAES, brewco.com. You can check them out. So
Buy me a 4-pack and send it to me, Anthony.
can I send you beer?
You can ship beer.
Is that all right?
You can send them collectibles.
Just don't tell them. Just don't tell them what it is.
Collectibles.
Okay. All right, good. I will.
Collectible olive oil.
Then I will.
Exactly, olive oil.
Then I will send it to you. Yes.
Tell Brad gets all of the wine across the border.
Yeah.
Wait, don't say his name, by the way. They might be watching.
That's right. That's right. They don't. They're keeping an eye on those Canadians. But
you're for sure flagged next time you come across the border, buddy.
Actually, coming across the border, we went down to the Seahawks game on the weekend. The border guard was hilarious. He, a little bit of like kind of small chit chat. I'm kind of trying, like as usual, trying to attempt to make jokes. And you guys bringing any cocaine or methamphetamines across the border? And I'm like, don't you guys have enough of that already? And he just laughs. He said, yeah, I guess we do. And then he said, you're free to go. So as we're driving away, he sticks his head out the booth and yells, "Don't do drugs!"
Don't do drugs.
That was my experience crossing the border. I'm like, I think that's like one of the best border crossings ever.
Oh, good stuff there. Well, listen, as we wrap up the show, let's say bye to Brad as he leaves us for the evening. Brad, thank you for joining us tonight and telling us about your wine experience. And there he goes. Brad is gone as he closes the door and goes back to his cave in Canada. I'm gonna tell you something, dude. I thought tonight was a good episode. I was very happy.
Good episode. It was concise. There was some new sound effects.
There is a lot of new sound effects. There's a lot of new.
I know you're going to be working on that. So for our next show, by a month from now.
Well, let me ask you this, because we were going to double up last month. It didn't work out. We're looking at this month. There's Thanksgiving's on the 24th, right? We can't do a show on the 24th, but do we want to do a should we do a thankful set list show? Because we're doing a set list show like that week. Are you going to be around? Or are you going to Africa?
I got my mom in town. 29th, 30th would be better.
Done. Okay.
My mom flies in on the 21st, and she leaves on the 28th. So, Tuesday or Wednesday, the 29th or 30th would be great.
Sounds good. We'll fix that out all the way as we get through the get through the month. But that sounds good.
But happy holidays to you as we're moving into them.
Well, no, here, the other thing too that we totally forgot about. I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but we didn't. It was your birthday. You turned what 32? How young are you?
What number did you say?
32, right? I mean, listen. I know how old you are, but it just drives me fucking batty that you look like this at your age. I don't know what kind of magic fucking serum or pills that you're taking, but please send them my way. That's the wine. All right. Well, listen, we are wrapping up this show. We thank you so much for tuning in. This show is going to be on a podcast only version starting tomorrow. You can check that out if you're tuning in late and want to listen to everything in the beginning about the wines we drank tonight. I'm drinking wine from Rigatelli, which is a beer from Argentina. We have El Corazon that Trey is drinking. Oh, all the way. There he is. And then go from there. But until next time, I'm Anthony. That's Trey. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Vinyl. Let's get this going. Oh, I have the wrong fucking logo. Here we go. There we go.